Say my name.
Pecan head.
Ray was a legend, a scambaiting king, exposing the con men, he made them all sting. But the tables have turned, the script's been flipped. Now Ray's the one with the hustler's grip. Oh, Ray, oh,
or something since the event was announced. Like, for the most part last year they barely promoted. I had Harley in a conversation with me. If you don't know about it, I actually created a playlist. If you guys don't know, we actually
got fixed and your Bitcoin won't show.
I've never said one bad thing about Pecan Head. He has a pathetically small cap. He's hiding than a real scambait. Piece of crap.
He cried, I'm dying, send me some cash. A throat ulcer's got me, my belly's gone bad. Said he'd suffocate, fade into the night. Yet somehow Ray's still doing alright. Oh Ray, what happened to you? Used to fight the scammers, now you're running their crew. Told us you're broke, had just 12 to your name. But last week you claimed that your crypto's insane. The crowds moved on, left you behind. But a few still whisper, still believe. Your disciples pray for the lies you weave. He said, my card is busted, I'm stuck on the road. But by sundown, it was good as gold. Every excuse, every little white lie crumbled like his alibi. Now you're running their crew. The crowd ain't fooled, they see through your con. Now you're left with disciples still holding on. So here's to Ray the fallen knight, once a hero, now a parasite. A cautionary tale for all to see, how a scambaiter turned to deceive.
Fucking thank you.
Don't cry, she'll be back tomorrow. Take back all the time you borrowed. I'm no longer afraid to tell you that I need you, and I wish that you would come back for more. Promise to give her someone who cares.
I'm hearing myself twice, which is not good. We don't want to hear EG twice. These days. There we go. I think I got it. Wait. Now can you guys? Okay, you guys can hear me now. Good. What's going on, guys? See any good videos lately? See any good vids? Any good vids lately? Anything that might strike your fancy? Oh, Ray, what happened to you? You were fighting the scammers, now you're running their crew. Right? Right? You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? So obviously I just premiered the Destruction of Modder Paul, which is a video I've been working on for the past couple weeks since I released the last video. The minute I released the last video, I got to work on that video. Again, me and Pecan Head always planned a collab, and then we just never got around to doing it. So I essentially created our collab for us by taking clips from Pecan Head's channel, some of the best stuff he's had to say about Ray, and I created our collab that way, you know? So I hope that that trailer was excellent. The video was great too. Thank you, Kerbear. Thank you so much. It was honestly the intro to the video to get people hyped up for the video. And I was like, you know what? This would probably make a pretty decent trailer. So I just ended up slapping it on it as the trailer. And I think it works really well as a trailer. So it opens up the video. That's hopefully like enough to want to like get people to stick around and watch the whole thing. Dude, we had like 100 people in that premiere. I think I've only had one premiere that had more than that. There was one premiere I had when I first got started where I was talking about like this trans debate, and it got like 300-400 people in it, which blew my mind because at that point I only had like 300 subscribers. But that was a pretty fun one. But that's the most people I've had in a premiere ever, you know, for like at least in 2025 for sure. In 2024, I think the original one was in 2023, which is when I got started doing content creating. So I hope that Ray, I know you're watching, dude. So I hope that you see.
TinaCat911 just gifted 5 memberships.
Dang! Thank you so much, TinaCat. That was so nice of you. I gotta figure out why the alert is not popping up on the dang screen. I don't get it. It's just so strange to me. Well, it's not popping up. Awesome. Thank you again, Tina. That was awesome. Looks like Winter Rose got one. Salty Dog.
Hell yeah. This party just keeps getting better.
Keeps
the
going.
More the merrier.
Jammer became a lately. Jammer celebrates 9 months of membership. 9 months, baby.
9.
Awesome video, my brother. Rock on gesture emoji.
Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. One of my awesome moderators over on Lately. And a moderator in the Discord, too, by the way. Jammer, he does a good job. So that video was essentially a passion project. This was all for Pecan Head and for anybody who may come across Modder Paul. Anybody who may fall for his lies, at least till he cleans up his act. You know, again, I'm somebody who's gone through addiction. Anybody who's part of my community knows this about me. I spent a good 15 years of my life fighting heroin addiction, opioid addiction, benzodiazepine, which is Xanax addiction. I've fought it all. I know where Ray's at. If it's out, and I believe that it's alcohol that's making him act this way.
Someone's guilty of being a total
Keep them coming, baby. Keep them coming.
This message.
TinaCat911 super chatted $20. Great job on the video.
Thank you so much.
Sitting here like a proud mom.
Oh, I know, because Tina's been here since the very beginning. When she was back here when my videos were like sloppy and I was still fumbling my way through this whole YouTube thing, trying to figure it out. And it's not like I'm some kind of big YouTuber or anything by any point, but it did feel good to have what I would consider to be a successful premiere. I think that a lot of people were interested in this topic. I think a lot of people have been affected by this guy over the years. JSauce says, hi guys, listening in the car, can't type, love the video, love the premiere. Thank you, JSauce, and we love you too. We love you too. J-Sauce comes in here and punches people out whenever they get out of hand. Mainly women, though. So keep it tight, ladies. But anyway, so Gypsy Rose, so proud of your sobriety. Thank
Hell yeah,
you,
this
Gypsy.
party just keeps getting better.
Thank you,
The more the
Si.
merrier.
This side glass bottle
Thank you, Side Glass Bottle.
651 gifted back Ali Scam Chats a membership.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Everybody who's gifting memberships, thank you guys so much. I really, really, I can't thank you guys enough. Honestly, I can't. What a nice premiere. It makes me feel like all my hard work was worth something, because like I've been sitting in front of this dang computer for days now, for like literally. Like I'm saying, I go to work, I come home, and I go right on the computer to work on this, and then I go back to work. Sometimes I stop and I play some video games with Lil lately. But you know, this was a something that I felt very passionate about, which is not, I don't get topics like this very often, where I think the last time I cared about a topic this much was when I was covering the scammer payback stuff. So to get a chance to sit here and work really, really hard on a video about somebody who's been hurting people, it made me feel pretty good. Dude, Modder Paul collected people's money and decided to retire to give up scam. Yeah, Sid Vicious, first off, awesome name, both the wrestler and the music icon. But it does seem like he... Okay, so I figured something out, right? If Ray wasn't streaming regularly, like a lot of people said that he would just disappear, and he didn't have a job for income, then that means that he was mainly living his life off of the donations from a lot of you guys, okay? I can say that now because I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys in here have been affected by him. Rendell Kendall Robinson says, I'm 10 years sober from alcohol and so proud of you all. Thank you, Renee. That is so awesome, too. Congratulations. Alcohol, people don't realize how hard it is. When I went to, I've been to rehab about 6-7 times in my life. I'm happy to sit here today and say that I am 4.5 years clean off of any substance. About a year and a half ago, I started this YouTube channel, and this has been the greatest gift to me. It's given me purpose in life. What's up, Limy? By the way, I think Limy might be on with Khuck later, who's gonna be doing her own thing. He said, Pecan would be so proud of what you have done to help prevent Modder Paul from scamming victims. Pecan held the banner, fought hard till the end. Thank you for continuing to hold it high. Anything for that guy, dude. That guy was such a good person. You guys know, if any of you guys know Pecan Head, which I feel like most of you probably do, this is his fight. He started it. He was the one going toe-to-toe with Ray when it wasn't even the cool thing to do. He started winning. And Ray would say things to him that I've heard a lot about, a lot from bigger YouTubers that I've gone after. They'll be like, "Oh, your channel's small. Your channel's pathetically small." And Pecan Head, that didn't wait. He didn't get wavered. It's almost like Modder Paul forgets that at one point he started too, and at one point his subscriber count was low too. His views were low too, but the guy took you to task, bro. And as far as I'm concerned, he owned you, you know? Now, I'm wondering, though, Paul, if he owns you because you're struggling with chemical substances. Because if I go back and look at some of your old videos, you were a sharp guy. You were an entertaining guy. What the fuck happened? My guess is what happened is you are struggling with substance abuse right now. That's my guess. There was only one reason that you would be desperately hitting up Gypsy Rose the way that you were that morning in the video. If you guys remember, Gypsy Rose was one of the people who I interviewed. She was getting, Ray was messaging her several times in one morning saying it's an emergency, it's an emergency. As somebody who's struggled with substance abuse before, that's something that I would do if I was worried about withdrawing. If I was worried about, I've ran out of booze and I need more before I go into withdrawal. And that's what it seemed like Ray was going through. So, Ray, I'm begging you, bro. Get the help you need. I know you think I'm some kind of, like, guy who's just trying to destroy you or ruin your life. That is not what I'm after. That's not what I'm after at all. My goal for you, sir, is to get you back to fighting shape. You're not in fighting shape right now. I know that you've been threatening, and before the video even went live, you were threatening some of my witnesses. What the fuck is up with that? What are you thinking doing something so stupid? Don't you know that I'm just going to tell people that you did that? Like, if I'm sitting here trying to give you the good graces to get your life together and be like, come on, Paul, you know, pull it together. We can figure out a way to get you back, you know, to where you were. You know, we would help you get there if you stop doing what you're doing. And instead, you start messaging some of the people that appeared in the video and start threatening them. What the fuck is going on in your mind that would make you think that that's okay? By the way, the threat that you said to them is illegal. And if you do something like that, we will call the police on you and you will be arrested. I don't know if you're aware of that, but we will do that in a fucking second. So don't even play those games. You want to threaten the people that were in my video? I can pull it up right now and show them. I could. But I'm trying to be like, the whole goal of this isn't to embarrass you or to, you know, kick you while you're down. We know you're struggling. We know your channel's failing. The goal was to try to get you to, like, you know, man up and start taking on responsibility. And instead of just patiently watching to see what we have to say, which, by the way, we did say a lot of really good things about you, you decide to start messaging people that appeared in my video and threatening them. What the fuck are you even thinking, dude? You know? Like, goddamn. And now everybody knows, which I wouldn't have said anything to them if you didn't do that dumb shit. And I know you're watching right now because you can't help it. You can't help yourself. You haven't gotten this much attention in probably ever. So you're, you know, since you've been to the People's Call Center. I want to know, I could not sleep at night if I threatened someone with the thing that you threatened the person that you know who I'm talking about. Like, are you apologetic at all? And you say all the time that these people who are making these videos about you don't talk to you first. I talked to you first, and then I made the video. Because when I talked to you, I realized that you were kind of a dick. You were a big dick. And I'm just going to be honest about it. You know, at first you said some nice things, but that doesn't, just because you're nice to someone doesn't mean that you get excused your behavior. All right, you had to get called out. If I was doing something like that, I'd be called out for it too. You best believe it. There's no way he's in rehab, detox, mental health facility. They don't allow access to your devices, social media, more friggin' lies. Yes. So if we were to, now, I'm sure that Ray's been doing quite the purge. Actually, let me just this is gonna go on my later lately channel. So let me just shill the channel real quick. What is this? That's not supposed to be there. That's not supposed to be there. Here it is. Okay, hang on. Show the channel.
PG lately standing for what's right.
All right, we're back here. What am I looking at here? Am I looking at the chat? I don't want to be looking at the chat. That's not what I wanted to look at. Oh, the chat's up there, but it's what's behind the chat that's important. Okay. So if we were to go to Ray's X and just want to go take a look at some things that he's been saying lately, you know, why not? That's what I say. Why not? Even though I'm blocked by him, so that's cool. Look at this. He has blocked you. You know I can still see your shit though, right? Did you think I was gonna reach out to you? Did you think I was gonna be like, hey, Ray, let's go get dinner? Like, why? I don't get it. If you weren't so fucking afraid, you would come on here right now and talk to me. In fact, I'm challenging you right now, Ray, to come on here and talk to me. Do you got balls? I'll post my Discord link right now, and you can come on here and give your side of the story. If you think I've gotten this wrong, come on. Let's talk. But I don't think you're gonna. You're not. Progi Sky News interview was awesome. Yeah, did you see that pop up on the X? That's pretty, yeah. Good for Progi. Progi's still crushing it. I'm so proud of that dude. By the way, Progi's super, super nice. I've talked to him a few times, and he couldn't be a nicer guy. Does he have flaws like anybody? Of course. Is he perfect? No, he's not perfect.
Well, would you look at that? Someone's guilty of being a total badass. Chick Nugs approves this message.
The Daniels crew super chatted $20. Just sending some love to EG. Well done.
Thank you, Daniel's crew. I know you joined late, so you didn't really get a chance to see the full video. So I hope you'll take a chance to go back. And by the way, guys, I loved everybody that was in the comments. If you guys can go back to that video and just leave a comment of either a moment in the video that you found interesting, or, you know, a moment that you realized that maybe Ray needed help, that would be awesome, because that helps drum up engagement. The more people we can get to watch this video, the better. Soul Lunar says, I'm not blocked by MP on X. Well, now you will be. I could still see all this stuff, so this was just 51 minutes ago he posted this, which was the time that the video started, ironically enough. So he says, hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm doing well. The therapy I am in is wonderful. Beethoven is being cat-sitted from one of the employees of the hospital. I will soon be released and move into my new apartment with Beethoven. I'll be back on YouTube live streaming in the next few months when I'm ready, and I hope y'all show up. Well, Ray, I don't think that's going to happen, son. You're going to have to earn back the love and admiration of your people, and it's probably going to take a long time. Hell, you're probably going to have to find a whole new group of people, if I'm guessing, because my audience now is made up major what's the word? Majorly? I don't think that's a word. Hopkins Psych Hospital allows cell phones, by the way. Is that where he's at? Well, I don't want to dox him, so don't answer that if anybody knows what hospital he's in. Believe it or not, we do not dox Ray, even though he says that we do. But my experience with going to rehab centers is that you cannot bring any kind of electronic cell phone in there. So it's anybody's guess where the fuck he's at right now. But he's saying he's in therapy. He's saying he's depressed. Now, he's probably going to blame that on me. He's probably going to say that it's my fault that he's depressed, which, Ray, you have nobody to blame but yourself, dude. Like, you honestly have nobody to blame for what's going on in your life but you, son. And I hope you realize that, because the sooner you realize that, the better. Because right now, the way that you're heading is probably going to end in your death. If I'm being, and that's not a threat, that's just from personal experience. I have been someone who has been through what you're going through. Not with alcohol. I was on something that would kill you so much faster, but alcohol will kill you over time. And Ray, if that's what you're struggling with, I want to see you succeed, man. I want to see you beat that shit, because so many people I know have not been able to beat that. So, you know, that's something that I honestly genuinely care about. I realize that this stuff is causing you to behave the way you are. I just asked someone yesterday if he's dead. Right now, he's still alive. Still alive, thank God. We don't want him dead. We may want him to pay some of the people that he's, you know, taking money from. Like, there's people in your community who did give you money with the expectation that you would pay it back, and you never did. So, I think one of the people was actually in my stream. Khuck says EGDMs. Let me check here. Let me see what I got here. Let me just make sure that shit ain't popping up. Oh, and now he blocked Khuck. Yeah, I figured that was coming. By the way, Khuck's I'm gonna be sending you guys, when I'm done streaming, over to Khuck. I think she starts at 8 her time, so that's 9 o'clock, right? That's 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm probably gonna stream until 9 o'clock. And then I'll probably send you guys over to her. She's going to be... Are you having Limy on tonight, Khuck? They're going to be going through some... If you guys want a fresh perspective of somebody who hasn't seen the stuff that's going on with Ma or Paul, want to see somebody kind of from the beginning figure out what kind of I've figured out over these past couple months, that'd be a kind of cool experience. So I would highly suggest go checking out Khuck after we're done here. Michelle Kristen, a.k.a. owner of Mini Tart, says, when I was at Hopkins, we got our phones at 8 a.m., turned them back into groups, and then they would charge them for you. It was clear you couldn't take pictures. You guys are lucky. Every rehab I've ever went to, the first thing they take from you is your cell phone. We had to have quarters and put them in pay phones to be able to call people. So we had TV once in a while, but mostly everybody would, if I'm being completely if I'm being completely transparent, basically everybody would just fuck, like, in the rehab instead, because there was nothing else to do other than, you know, when you're not in between groups. And it was always co-ed, so there would be a lot of sex happening in those things. No, but Limy is welcome. Okay, is Limy in here? Is Limy in the chat right now? Are you here, Limy? A fun guy, are you still here too? see. I have Limy here. Let me see if he wants to come on real quick. Just give a few words. You still in the chat, bro? Scamulabator, is there a link? A link to what? Scamulabator, are you looking for the video? If you go to my main page, it should be on there. It should be, if you just hit videos, it'll be the video at the top. But yeah, again, I just want to remind you, Ray, I know you're watching. If you follow through with that threat that you made to the person, Limy, do you want to come hop on real quick and chat for a minute? I'd love to get your feedback on the video, and then maybe confirm you for Khuck later if you want. Khuck, did you watch the video? No, who is next? Who's my next target? Whoever fucks up. That's pretty much who it comes up. That's pretty. Oh, Khuck is another streamer, if that's what you mean. Khuck is another streamer who's been kind of looking into the whole Modder Paul thing. I was her guest last stream that she did, so I want to share the wealth. Plus, when me and Khuck get together, we don't get anywhere because we talk so much. So we'll play like 5 minutes of a clip, and to accompany that clip, there's about 3 hours of time there. Dill is acting up. Well, I see a lot of new faces and new names in the chat tonight, so welcome everybody. I appreciate you. So I'm just trying to see if yeah, so Blue Jay just dropped the link for Khuck. She's not on right now though. I haven't had a chance to, but I am tomorrow for sure. Okay. Well, I think she's gonna be watching my first video tonight, which if you guys haven't seen it, you can watch it with her, or I'll go watch it and then watch it with her to get her feedback on what she thinks. But there's a lot of good stuff in there. You kind of got to watch the first one to really get what the second one means, because in the first one is like the accusations and the allegations. I got a few for you. Well, yeah, if you guys, by the way, if you guys have people that you want me to look into or people that you feel are doing really shady shit, hop in my Discord and then come, you know, go into my inbox and shoot me a message, or get a hold of Soul and Luna, and she'll give me a message. All right, so Limy said he can pop on, so that's a good thing. So let me hop into my later with Lately chat and then send him an invite real quick. So Limy was the guy who, after Pecan's death, Limy was the guy that got this all kick-started. So I think it would be interesting. It would be good to get him on here so that I can, one, get his feedback. He broke down the whole, he broke down the, oh, there he is. He's in the stream request line. I'm not sure if it'll let me bring you in here. Can you hear me? Can you It doesn't say you're muted. Does it say you're allowed to talk in here, Limy? I might have to edit the permissions real quick. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are. Good, good, good. Let me hear a test.
Yep. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I see you there.
Okay.
So, Limy, what you think of the videos, sir? Be gentle. I'm soft.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal?
Both of them. Amazing. This last one knocked it out of the park, man. It was just man, had me in tears hearing Pecan's voice, what you did there at the end, having him finish what he started. Brilliant. Absolutely amazing.
Well, you know, I feel like he would have wanted to be able to do that, and you know, I can't see your Discord inbox for more drama. Yes, ma'am. I saw that you sent me something. I'm gonna have to take a look at it now that we're wrapping up the Modder Paul saga. This was like, have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, Limy?
No, I've seen little things about, but no, I never watched it. No.
I was gonna equate this to that. Like, this is like a saga. So they'd have saga where villains will show up and they take up like a good portion of the season, and then the villains defeat it and they move on to the next villain. And I kind of like feel like this was kind of a saga involving Modder Paul, and at this point, hey Fabiola, good to see you. At this point, you know, I feel like I've put everything out there that could possibly be out there. Obviously, if he keeps acting up, we're gonna talk about it. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna make full-length videos about it, but unless it's like something that's really bad. But you can always count on me talking about him on my Later with Lately stream. So Ray, if you don't want me to talk about you, since you always get so mad about me talking about you, I would suggest not doing that type of shit and giving me nothing to talk about. If you were out there scam baiting and not giving me clips where you're begging your... Look, I don't even care if you beg your audience for money on stream, okay? But where I'm going to have a problem with it is when you email people and be like, yo, give me $500. I'll pay you back in 4 hours. Knowing full fucking well you ain't planning on paying them back, son. What do you think about that, Limy?
Yeah. No, I think that's very right. I've always said there's a couple of members of the community that have actually you know, got upset with people that have been on stream and had legitimate things that they're trying to raise some money for, and people have been upset with that. But here's the thing: Pecan wasn't against streamers getting donations.
No, he was not.
He wasn't against any of that. He wasn't against the GoFundMe. He wasn't against any of that stuff. He was against somebody defrauding people and scamming, literally scamming people out of money under false pretenses. And that is exactly what Ray's been doing.
I love that you gave the definition of scam as you were saying it, because that's what the definition of a scam is. So I've noticed that there's been a lot of people in my first video who are like, I don't see what's wrong with it. I mean, some of them I just think are ignorant, because one of the person was like, I can't believe you'd be so upset about him plugging Aura, which I didn't even talk about in my first video, so I have no idea what they're talking about. But then there's other people who are like, you have an axe to grind with him, clearly. And I'm like, do I though? Like, this seems pretty cut and dry to me, you know?
Right. And Pecan didn't have a problem with that. Pecan did not have a problem with, you know, these fundraising things being used for legitimate purposes. And I was just thinking, you were talking about the saga, and the only one that's going to be able to write the ending to this saga is going to be Ray.
Exactly. He's
the one who's going to determine how it ends.
I tried to give him charity the best I could during this, even though I'm incredibly like angry with him at the way that he kind of, you know, treated his audience. But, you know, he talks about how his money, you know, he quit 2 years ago and now his money's falling through the floor. Well, did you always think that was your audience's fault, Ray, or did you ever take responsibility and think to yourself, well, what am I doing wrong here that I can change?
Yeah, I noticed that you cut that off right there where he said that his money falling through the floor, and you cut it off before he said, and I was forced to look for alternative income.
Yeah, well,
a way to make an alternative income, and that's what he's turned this into.
Yeah.
It is basically he turned fundraising into a job that was going to support him.
Yeah, I mean that's the meat and potatoes.
Anything else? Yeah.
I think I have that clip though. We could show it real quick.
Yeah.
Because you are right that I did play that clip in the first video, so that's probably why I didn't play it this time around. But you are right. This is everything right here. This is the only time he's been honest this whole entire time. So let me pull this up real fast. But
and it speaks volumes to what this is all about. It's got nothing to do with it. And I thought it was funny when he was talking about, he said people have said that he manipulates people, and he said, that's what I do. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah,
it was manipulating. Yeah, they accused him of manipulating his audience, and he said, that's what I do for a living.
It's part of the job.
All
right, let me
well, he took it to a new level.
I'm gonna play the clip for them real quick.
Okay.
I think.
I'm just basically having the stream to have a chat with you guys. To make a long story short, I'm going to stop streaming for about 6 months.
So he's gonna stop streaming for 6 months. Here, I could share this with you. Might as well share this with you so you can see it.
Okay, so I'm.
Okay.
This is just going to be a quick stream. My YouTube channel is going to go dark for about 6 months. I'm not going to stream for 6 months.
Which apparently he has. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he has streamed a couple times since he made this announcement. Correct, and then he just deletes them right away. Is that accurate, Limey?
That's my understanding. I've spoken to Care Bear, and she was saying that he has streamed a few times, but largely he's kind of been away, from what I understand.
Yeah. So let's keep going.
All I was trying to do is I have over $60,000 in medical bills.
There's $60,000 in medical bills. Actually, what
I
he's
didn't get it.
what he's really saying is, y'all have $60,000 in medical bills that you need to cover for me. That's what I hear when he says that. Listen, guys, we have like if I feel like if he had like cancer or something, he'd be like, listen, guys, we got cancer. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to help me get through that, like pay for this. Which, by the way, cancer is a much more serious thing. If he had that, I think we'd probably this video would never have been made. But like, he's got a sore throat, you know. It's not the same.
I wasn't able to raise the money, so I had to cancel. I had to cancel my psychological exam.
It looks like he's trying like to not smile
Yeah,
too.
screw the haters. I agree.
And we're haters too, by the way.
And to be honest, I'm kind of tired of scam baiting.
Yeah, we hate
When I
scammers.
have-
What's that?
I said, yes, we hate scammers, which he's become.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people have said that they don't. Obviously, they have the right to their opinion, and if you don't feel like what he's done is worthy of being called a scammer, that's your right to think that. But I personally, like, you know, what do you call someone who is targeting vulnerable people in his audience, specifically Gypsy, who you guys heard from and was my first interview. Gypsy gave him $800, and you saw how much he got on her to give him more after that. And the only reason he got on her so much was because she had given him money. So he was like, "Oh, I got one. It's like he's like fishing, you know, just exactly like a scammer would, cold calling people to see who he might, you know, get next." And that's exactly what he did. What would a scammer do in that situation if Gypsy gave him $800? He'd come back for more, you know. It's hard to not see the comparisons there.
Trolls in the stream, interrupting us and making us.
Right. I'm not
Saying
actually
things
seeing the
that
screen,
aren't
by the way,
true.
right now.
You're not?
I'm not seeing the screen. No.
You see
I
the
had to go ahead.
You see the little live
And
thing down there? There should be a channel that you see Ray's goofy hat, a goofy face. If you click that, it should bring it up to your. I don't know what it looks like on a phone though. You're on your phone, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm watching it on my secondary phone right now.
Okay.
I should be okay. Yep.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so you'll just be a little delayed, but you still get
Yep.
you'll still get the message. And plus, you've seen all this stuff, so you know what he says here.
Yes. Yeah.
We're just kind of like I've literally labeled this clip "meat and potatoes" because this is the meat and the potatoes of the whole entire thing here. And
This
Ray,
is what it's all about.
if you want to come on,
Bobby,
Ray,
I'm not
you're
gonna
welcome.
Get into details on what I'm doing, but my life's changing.
I don't
so
believe you're at the hospital right now.
I'm going to be packing my equipment up and moving.
He's gonna be
Once I get
moving.
moved, I'll experiment with some video creation. I might upload some videos.
He's gonna get back to doing what he
I
did,
might
which, by the
stop
way,
streaming altogether.
I say go
because,
for it.
I can't stand it when trolls come in.
Now that's an important thing. He says he can't stand it when trolls come in. All right. Do you know why you know what a troll is to Ray? And Pecan had said it. A troll to Ray is anybody who just disagrees with him. But a troll to me is someone who comes in and goes, "Wow, you have like 10 people watching you. You must be so proud." Like that's a troll to me, you know? What's up, the Alva Outreach? Hello, we are a non-profit and are all AVIS team volunteers to scan victims and work the best work. I'm actually not a scam baiter, believe it or not, but it does seem a little bit of a spammy type of message there. By the way, shout out to my speakers, Gypsy, Tanya, and Soul, my resident cat professional. In the video, I did call you a cat professional, but I thought that some people might like rip me apart or be nitpicky about the fact, because you're not actually like a labeled vet, but you are a cat expert, I'd say. I'm EG's troll. Yes, Sarah. Sarah is my EG's troll. When she sends super chats with like 100 emojis, that's trolling me. Thank you, Zaki Ibrahim. He's all chewed up and I can't find the words. I got you. Well, thank you for coming by. Again, this has been a long journey, and I feel like now I can finally close the book on it. This guy thinks that the only thing I can talk about is him, but he's gonna learn real fast that that's not the case.
And say stuff
Hey,
like
Nintendo.
I'm stealing from my viewers. I'm not. Yeah, I'm moving. The thing that I'm not letting them get to me. It's not me that I'm worried about. It's you guys.
Do you hear that? He says, he goes, it's not me I'm worried about, it's you guys. Which, there is a bit of truth in that, but it's not for the reason that he's trying to portray it to be. Let's play a game, Limey. What do you think that Modder Paul means by, I'm not worried about me, I'm worried about you guys? If you had to guess what he's actually worried about.
It means he's worried about himself. That's a very simple. That's just pure manipulation.
Yeah, he
That's
is
all
worried.
it is.
He is worried about them, but he's worried about their money. He's not worried about like you in particular, because if he really cared about you, he wouldn't be doing the things he's doing to them.
100%. Yeah.
He's
only worried about what is good for him, and he's not worried about what it costs anybody else. I mean, here's Gypsy, trying to survive paycheck to paycheck, and he doesn't care. He could have turned around after she told him I'm on Social Security and said, I feel real bad about that. Look, I want to give you your $800 back, or let me give you some back, or let me help you out. Instead, he goes after her for more money.
Or he could have been like, no, Gypsy, honestly, you gave me $800. That's more than enough. I couldn't possibly take more. But instead, he was actually like negotiating with her. It started off, I forget it, like $500 or $600 he was trying to get out of her. And then he was like, you know what? I'm feeling generous today. How about you just give me $300? Like, it's like almost like Gypsy should be honored that he lowered the price of the money that she should be giving him.
If you've been around scam baiting any length of time, you realize that I'm sorry, it comes back. Like you said, if you don't think he's a scammer, it's fine. But if you look at his behavior, it's got so many aspects of what we see in the behavior of scammers on a daily basis. First, they romance you with letting you know that they're special, that they're either tech people, or they're this or that, or they're lovers, or whatever. They become important in your life. Well, Ray was like, I've been in your life for all these years. I've returned $8 million over all these years, and I'm special. So he's already established that, and he's using that.
And by the way, is it even possible for him to like return money to people? Is that something you can do?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't returned the money to people. He has been involved with people like Trilogy who have returned money to people. But personally, I don't believe he's returned any money to anybody. He may have been a participant in something, where that took place, but $8 million? No, not even $1 million. Anyway, I can't prove anything, but he says he did it. I don't believe a word of it. I think a lot of what he's doing is he's saying, well, I had a scammer try to take, $20,000 off of me.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't take it off of a real victim, and I stood in the place of a victim.
So he counts that.
So
He would like count
therefore,
that.
I saved, huh?
So Tiffany says he claims to have returned money to victim. Yeah, that's what we're actually talking about right now.
Yeah.
That's a lie that Chappie Gray came up with. Ooh, spicy. Now I like Chappie, so I don't want to put words in her mouth. She's not here to defend herself, but I have.
It's a manipulation. It's a manipulation of the numbers.
Yeah, because if somebody gave their money to a scammer, then you can't give that money back unless maybe it was a crypto transaction, which I think that those people can give that money back. But that's the only time that I think that that's the case. Because once that money's gone to the scammers, that money's gone to the scammers. It's not like you can retrieve that. Or...
The only time that I know that money is returned is maybe if they can seize a bank account and the money's still in it. Possibly, if they're quick enough to, get that through the authorities to seize the account, or like in the situation I saw on a Trilogy episode where they had about $40,000 that was intercepted. Actually, I think they sent a fake parcel and found a real parcel with about $40,000 in it, I think it was, and they were able to return that to the victim. But as far as actually returning money, I think once the scammers are getting this, it's going to be real hard to actually return. And to say you've returned $8 million is ridiculous.
Yeah,
wish it was true.
I'm gonna pull Khuck in here real quick. She's somebody who's been learning slowly about Modern Paul, and I kind of want to get her her initial reactions real quick.
Okay.
Khuck, can you hear me, dear? What's up? So, I shared a video in here. I don't know if you can click it or not, but that's the video we're watching because I kind of want to get your opinion on it. It's a short video, but so we talked about Modern Paul on your stream, and this was your first experience learning about him. What was your initial reactions to some of the stuff he was doing?
Oh, we have another locale on our hands.
Basically, yeah.
A weirdo, very, very, very strange man. Very strange, sad man. Obviously taking people for a ride, taking advantage of people, that's what I've gotten out of him. And so far, yes. Yeah,
it's nuts too. So so you made a post about, you're gonna be talking about him later, which I'll be sending anybody who wants to stick around. I'll be sending you over there once I wrap up. But he responded to you, did he not? Right?
Yes, he did.
I love that he responds to you, but he doesn't respond to me. What's up with that, Paul? Huh? Am I not good enough for you?
Right after.
What did he say? He said,
"You're gonna get me subs or something? You two are gonna get me subs?"
Yeah, you're getting me subs, so thank you. And I was like, I don't think those are the subs you're gonna want,
okay,
but
buddy. Okay, buddy. You telling yourself that? Okay, buddy.
By the way, Limy, this is Khuck. Khuck, this is Limy. Since you guys.
Hi, Limy. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Khuck. I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, good to hear you.
We were
good to talk to you too.
We were watching the video. I'm probably gonna get a couple more people in here after Khuck, because Khuck said she can only stay for a little bit. But I'd like to get Gypsy in here if possible, and Soul, because they were in the video. So your initial reactions comparing to some of the other people you've seen online? Where do you think he ranks in? Now, obviously, he didn't molest a kid or something like that, which is something that we cover way too often on this in this niche.
Sad but true, yes.
But this is this is still really bad in a different way, and
Yes.
and you can imagine if this got picked up by bigger commentators, they'd have a field day with him, which I don't think he, I don't think he comes back from that.
Well, to me, he just, the first word that comes to my brain, you know, as I've been talking about him and covering him here and there, and the different conversations that I've been having, not just with you, but with Soul and Blue Jay, who have given me some interesting info too. He's just pathetic. He's just sad and pathetic, and it seems like he's just trying too hard. He gets caught up in what he's doing, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He can try to say, "Oh, I didn't realize I was doing this." Bullshit. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's a grown-ass man. But again, and that's the other thing, is that sometimes with people like that, you think they can't be serious. Like, they can't be like this in real life, right? Well, 9 times out of 10, they usually are. And to me, he just comes off as a very, very sad man who maybe found the internet later on in life, which, I mean, is fair. How old is he?
He's 55, I think. Which, by the way, I'm so happy you're saying this, because I feel the same way. It's like he's always had these dreams of being famous or something, and he probably started off watching pierogi and was like, I could do that. And then he did it, which, by the way, YouTube, anybody can do it. The difference between a successful YouTuber and a not successful YouTuber is someone who just never started doing YouTube. You know, you could if you look at some of the people who've made it on YouTube, they have no business being famous. You know what I mean?
Well, and also you look at the people you hear. Again, this is just maybe from my point of view, and essentially this is just pure conjecture. But in the short amount of time that I've been online and of course making content and stuff, the pattern that I've been seeing is that people like him or similar to him grew up online. They didn't have any other outlet. They didn't go outside. They didn't have a social life. They were very sheltered, or they turned to the internet to cope with the different self-esteem issues that they were having. I can name a few people off the top of my head. I'm thinking of a few people off the top of my head. I won't name them, but that's the general pattern usually that you see. But they're younger. They're like in their late teens, early 20s, or maybe even early 30s sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? But then the argument can also be made, though, too, and this is also true. Two things can be true at the same time. It doesn't matter on the internet. It doesn't matter how old you are on the internet. You could be 55, you could be 65, you could be 25.
Yep.
If you act like this or do something like this, you need to be held accountable for your actions.
And they will. We police ourselves, basically, because there's rules to this shit. You know, because what happens is Ray does this stuff to people, and then all of a sudden now you've just created an entire group of people who aren't going to donate to other creators now because you just ruined it for everybody.
Right. Yeah. Well, sadly, that part is never going to go away. You know, that part. People, unfortunately, we can't police. Obviously, we can't police everybody. That's just silly. But yeah, again, you're right. It could potentially make the person think that's a viewer of yours. Oh, I better not donate to them. They're just going to take the money and run.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not donating to him. I remember what happened to the last guy. He started emailing me left and right saying, I need money. I don't want that again.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I did. I don't do nothing. What I get is what I get, and I'm happy.
Go ahead, Limy.
Yeah, E.G., you had one of your people in the video that you just had on that said that she said that she would continue to watch the betas, but she wouldn't be donating anymore.
Exactly. Yep. She's been jaded. She's been and all you're doing is screwing over everybody else. Not to mention, you are damaging the credibility of every scam baiter out there. Every one of them.
That's right.
So, You claim how proud you are of saving victims, but you're actually hurting everybody who is one of your constituents.
Right. And again, like I said, he knows exactly what he's doing. He just doesn't care. He obviously, he gives me the vibes that he obviously has an agenda, which is to try to gain sympathy through people. And I think I told you this earlier. I was asking you some questions earlier about like when he quit streaming or why he quit streaming, and it was allegedly because of you, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, apparently he's gone on record and said that I won and he quit streaming because of me, which is not what I wanted.
No, of course not. No. Listen, with people like this, yes, do people? Some people wish that they don't stream anymore, things like that. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. Unless they are extremely, extremely dangerous, and some people can view him as that, and they have their opinion to think that. But you wouldn't do that. You would not advocate for, and I wouldn't either. You would not advocate for him to be completely removed or attacked or anything like that. Absolutely not.
No, everybody deserves a platform. Although I will say one thing though, K-Huck, I disagree a little bit on him not caring. I think that he truly feels entitled to this money, because if you go back to, well, actually, he says it in this video that we haven't gotten to it yet. Sorry, Limy. This is what happens when I bring K-Huck on. We just talk, but she's got to go. She's got to go soon. So I just wanted to get her.
We could legit talk for hours. We're not joking.
That's probably why I'm not. Yeah, that's probably why she wanted a different guest tonight. She's like, "Hey, get Limy." We got 10 minutes into a video and a 3-hour stream.
Stop it! No. You know that you are welcome anytime, and Limey, the invite is also open to you too. I had mentioned that earlier. But no, what I meant by that, by him not caring, is that he doesn't care about his victims.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
About who he's victimizing. He just wants money. He just wants attention. He wants sympathy. He wants that sympathy view. He wants that. He wants that pity. He's a pitiful person. That's what he wants. And yes, I do think that he does care about, what he, like, money-wise and shit like that. That's the only thing that he's thinking of.
If he was a farmer... Go ahead, Limey. You can go first.
No, I would beg to differ on what she just said. The fact that, he cares about all this. I think there's only one thing that he cares about.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one thing. It's got nothing about sympathy. It's got nothing about any of that. That's all just a part of how he is going to accomplish what he wants to do, and that is replace an income. That's it. And
well, that's why he goes,
when a scammer calls up and talks to a victim, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna, my family and this and that," and they go for sympathy. Well, what they're doing, they don't care how they get the money. They're just gonna say whatever they have to. So I don't think it's about sympathy. I don't think he wants sympathy. I don't think he wants any of that. I think he just wants the money.
Yeah. And the fame and the accolades. He wants all the good stuff without any of the bad stuff.
Without working.
Yeah.
Without doing the job.
Yeah, and again, I agree. I think that you bring up a very good point there too. That's also a good point. That he doesn't care about any of it. He doesn't matter what he does. He will go to all ends as much as he can, apparently, to get that money. Yeah, that's another good point too. Yeah.
And the piece and the clip that EG's going to play you is going to back that up, because in his own words, he's going to tell you it's about one thing.
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
Well, I'll let you. I know you got a stream to get ready for, K-Huck, and I'm gonna bring in Gypsy and Soul. So they were in the video, but I will send everybody over there. Limey, if you want, you guys are both in my Discord. If you want to go on stream with her later, I'll probably pop in and say hi. But I know that, you know, she's new to Modern Paul, so she's given her first impressions, but we've been watching him for months, so obviously we know more than her.
Right,
So it's,
right.
yeah, it's not, she's just giving, which is what I wanted, right? I want a perspective of someone who's just seeing this for the first time to see how our message is being delivered, you know?
Right.
But she hasn't watched my videos yet, so I can't really.
I was wanting to do it on stream and do it with you, possibly. Excuse me.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you do it the right way?
Oh, so I'm second choice. Okay, thanks.
No, she
I
specially
get it.
requested you. She specially requested you. Yeah.
I thought she said she wanted you but couldn't get you.
Oh, she probably wants both of us. She loves having company. She likes having panels, which is, you know, that's her style.
Got you.
Yeah, on occasion it just depends on the night. But for this, yes, this I would love to get the interaction with and all of that, of course, too. Yes, but okay. Well, thank you so much, Eugene. Hopefully, I will see you guys and all of you in chat here in about an hour. And yeah, so talk to you soon.
Thank you, K-Hawk.
Sounds good.
Bye.
All right. Sol, can you go jump into the call request line 2 along with Gypsy? I'm gonna pull Gypsy in here. She's here now. This is her first time doing this, so she told me I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's. Gypsy, can you hear us?
Hello.
There she is.
Hello, Gypsy.
Let's give a round of applause to Gypsy for her amazing interview. And having the guts to stand up to him, because he did something you didn't know, that she got a hold of me right before we went live, and he was emailing her asking if she switched sides or switched teams. And
yeah,
obviously, you know, he had no idea that she was going to be. Maybe he saw the trailer and was like, "That sounds like Gypsy." But Gypsy, how were you feeling when I was interviewing you? Were you nervous? Like, what was going through your head? Because there's obviously the person Tanya, who I interviewed after you, was so afraid of this man that she didn't even want to give her name or anything like that. But I'm proud of you. You know, everybody's situation's different. But this is like, you've never shied away from speaking your mind, though, have you?
no, not at all. No.
That's how we met.
I always keep my mind.
By the way, if you guys don't know, if you go into my catalog, there's a video about Gypsy in there of me talking about her, and now she's in the community, which is pretty crazy. But
yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. And here's the bottom line on any and all of it is that I think you and I have a very common base of we stand for truth.
Exactly.
And so you or I, any of us, you know, we can only go on the information we have and the proof that we have. And that's all we can go on, you know. And so with Mater Paul, you know, today he sends me an email, which he hadn't sent me for a long time, and then he says, "Are you now against me?" And then I wrote him back a reply, which I posted in the Discord so everybody can see it. But he does not get it. I don't know if it's his addiction, or if he's just that entitled and narcissistic that he thinks people owe him. I don't know.
It is hard because I do feel that there's a bit, and it's like I've said, I feel like he does feel entitled to this money because of what we still haven't yet gotten to in the part of the clip. I'm waiting for Soul to get in here so we can finish this. Gypsy, can you see if you can pull up the share screen option? It would be the little computer with it looks like an arrow inside of it, and see if you could pull that up on your phone so that you can watch this along with us. If not, you could just watch it on stream.
Computer with an arrow. I don't think I have a computer with an arrow on it.
All right, well, it's fine. If you have like a second computer or something, or I'll just explain it along with you and tell you what he says. But this is I'm waiting for Soul to get in here, and then we'll finish this clip because I want to get your guys' reactions to this live. I think I might have asked you this, right? Do you think that you've been how long were you a fan of Modern Paul? Or how long were you involved in this community?
Oh, I was involved for a little over a year. Because I started I first, of course, got introduced to scam baiting through Pierogi, and so that was in 2021. And then, so I'd say it was 22 and 23 that I was involved with Modern Paul.
Jason B, I saw you say that you feel bad for Jagpimp. I did try to get a hold of Jagpimp, but I didn't get a response back yet. But we did try to reach out to him. We tried to reach out to a lot of people who were involved in Modern Paul's community. In fact, I think Cheesy Biscotti was one of them, who I think was a former editor of them. But he or she, I'm not sure if it's a he or she, but was concerned for Ray's mental health, and I understand that, you know, because at some point you don't want to overly go after someone and make them do something stupid, and that's why I made sure that I included positives in my video as well, trying to more encourage him as opposed to trying to kick him while he's down. But he seemed to, you know, I guess he got his hands on a phone earlier and decided to just start taking shots at us and say that he can't wait for all the subscribers we're going to bring him, which is a very childish thing to say, especially when you're getting accused of doing the things that you've been doing to people. Here's a question for you, Gypsy. What would you do with that $800 if you had it back?
Oh, I'd probably end up giving it someplace else, but
that money
actually,
just burns a hole in your pocket.
Next week, so yeah.
No wonder they target you.
Yeah, but I have learned. I have not given online. I'm so proud of myself for I think 3 months now.
Good.
Since January, since that $800, I have not given online to anyone, you know, other than like I did a super chat for you, and but that's it. So so that's good for me.
Did he now he was actively threatening one of my as Marie mentioned, he was threatening one of my people that I had in the video. Did you feel at all ever threatened by him or intimidated by him, that you would feel like he would ever turn and say something to you that he might have said to the person to Tanya when I interviewed her?
No, because
I can't say what the threat is, but he did something that he threatened her with something pretty terrible, and it kind of shows.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I guess no, because you know, like if he would threaten to dox me, for example, I really don't care. And I have all the receipts and the emails and stuff, so I don't think he could really go after my reputation or anything like that. I just don't think. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all.
You know what's funny? This will be a fun question for you, for anybody who was around when I was going back and forth with you when you were on Team Collins. You said you found scam baiting after watching how many hours of like crocheting and knitting videos?
Oh, at least a year worth. I mean, you know, 40 hours. It was so weird. And, you know, I even asked Pierogi this when Pierogi and I were close, because he was always like, I don't know how you found my channel, but I used to watch a channel called Jordan Fabrics. And after watching, like binge watching several of their videos on quilting, Pierogi's channel popped up as a suggestion. And it was so weird.
Yeah, it's like you're really into quilting. How about scam baiting? It's like it's a weird jump.
Exactly. So that's why I still say, I know people will not react well to this, maybe, but I still say God brought me there for a reason, and I think it was for my own growth. But because in the end, everything's turned out well. You know, so.
Hell yeah, Renee.
Yeah.
She says, the one thing I'm grateful for about this shit show is how many amazing people I met watching Ray. Yeah, apparently there was a pretty awesome community that Ray had, and I guess he didn't realize how lucky he was to have it and kind of fumbled the ball. And by the way, there's open invites to everybody who was a part of Ray's community to come on over. Now, we don't scam bait here, but we do investigations into things. We talk about movies too, like kind of culture-y stuff. We're all over the place, to be honest. Like, I remember one stream we did the NASA Challenger missions, which, you know, was really fun. We did deep dive into whether or not this guy was Elvis. So we are doing some fun stuff. We might not be scam baiting, but that's why you got Fun Guy Media and, you know, Daddy Scam Bait and all the other guys that you can go watch who are scam baiters. Limey, do you scam bait?
No, I generally work in the background, creating tools and things that are used by the baiters.
Okay.
To extract information, but yeah, just digital Photoshop type stuff.
I am not lying, Sarah. What do you think? I'm secretly scam baiting in my free time and just not telling you guys? I mean, I guess somebody did have a funny comment, though, that I was scam baiting a scam baiter, which I thought was pretty funny. Because that's essentially what we did here, right? We went after a scam baiter. But again, this only happened because of Pecan Head. Let's just be very clear about that. This doesn't happen without Pecan Head. That's why I put him in the video. I put him in both parts. He's got a big role. The first one, he even made me cry, which is not something I do very often. But if you guys got a chance to talk to him, which I think a lot of people in here got an opportunity to meet Pecan Head and saw how awesome he was. He was the beekeeper, you know? What's good for the hive, like the Jason Statham movie. And I'm sure he would have absolutely went to bat for Gypsy. He would have absolutely went to bat for Tanya. He would have went to bat for anybody else who was affected by this guy. So, you know, if Fun Guy's around too, I'd love to get him on at some point because I know he's a good buddy. Go ahead, Gypsy.
I was going to say, I just want to encourage whoever Mater Paul threatened that they can certainly contact me on Discord. I'd be more than glad to talk to them and help them, because don't let that guy intimidate you.
You hear that, Tanya? If you're still around here, don't let
Hell yeah!
I think that he was
better. The more, the merrier.
Hey,
HP Queen became lately.
Thank you, HP Queen. Welcome to the Latelys. Yeah, memberships. We do a membership stream every week. I didn't do one last night because I wanted to get this video done. I felt like it would be more important for everybody to get this done than a night of, you know. But I do host it with my daughter sometimes, which is really fun because she's a little ball of energy. But we don't tackle tough topics. She's only 10, so we don't tackle anything crazy when she's here. We just kind of do show tunes and things like that. So if that's something you're interested in. I was also interested in doing like another tier, but I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do there yet. But everybody who's been here for this journey in the chat, like Timey Wimey, Blue Jay, Sarah, HP Queen. By the way, HP Queen is also doing her part too to bring awareness to MP. She has a video that she released too on her channel. So if you guys get an opportunity to check that out, she doesn't do commentary or anything.
Yeah.
She
This
just
party
shows the
just
evidence.
Keeps getting better. The more, the merrier.
Thank you, Side Glass
This
Bottle.
Side Glass Bottle 651 gifted JoJo Giggles a membership.
Thank you for the membership. I appreciate that. Let me check on Soul and see if she's here ready yet.
I'm here.
There she is. See, like she got free reign of the Discord, so she just finds her way in whenever she feels like it. The professional cat lady. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I have to say thank you for covering that, and that was wonderful. I mean, and Gypsy, you did a wonderful job. I was sitting there fascinated just listening to you.
How good was she?
I know a lot of it because, you know, unfortunately, being your admin, I get to, you know, be in the mix of a lot of stuff. Not unfortunately, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, unfortunately, I put you to work.
It's okay. Volunteer my time. But yeah, Gypsy, you know you can always come to EG and I. Well, I know EG tries to be there. If you ever have any questions about donating, you know, if anyone does, if you're not sure, just don't do it, you know. It's not going to hurt you not to donate. And I know the streamers put a lot of pressure on people at times, you know, certain ones like Ray over here, or Mater Paul, MP. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying his name.
He marks everything he does with Ray, so I think you're fine.
I know. I'm just trying to, you know, play that chess game that he likes to play. But you know, if you ever have like a gut feeling that kind of makes you sick, Like if you donate and then you're like, oh, like you get the emails afterwards that tell you donated. If that makes you feel sick, if you get a red flag, just don't do it going forward. It's okay to say no.
Here's
If
a
you feel
good
like you have,
here's a good way to go about it, right? When you're because we want that gut feeling to happen before the donation takes place, right? We don't want you to give money and go, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. That's but here's a good way to look at it, right? Ask yourself, was this my idea or was this their idea? And then decide from there, because if it was their idea, then you got to start asking a lot of other questions like, well, why do they need this? Okay, do they really need this? What is their reasoning behind this? Is this worth parting with me, or could this go to something better? You know, as you know, like I rarely, like I will say, if you want to donate to the channel, you're more than welcome to, but I will never directly say, where's the donations at? You know what I'm saying? Rodney Dangerfield for you there. I'm getting no respect around here. And that's a good way to look at it. What would you say, Limy? What would you think? So someone like Gypsy, who tend to have a heart bigger than her brain sometimes, no offense, that gets these people who see this taking place and then, you know, try to take advantage of that. What do you think would be a good process for her to go through before giving money to someone? Because she's obviously not going to stop giving money to people. That's just something she cannot stop doing, which is fine. You know, let's just make sure it goes to the right places, because I think it's a wonderful thing that she does.
She's got a sickness. What can I say?
She's sick.
She's a giver. She needs to go to Givers Anonymous or something.
Givers Anonymous.
No, it's a good point you brought up with, you know, just think about, you know, how did we get to this point with me about to make a donation, and then, you know, just go over the whole scenario, and don't be pressured. Don't. A lot of the times, people are guilted into giving.
Yeah, I think that's what they do to her a lot too. Is they pull on her heartstrings to make her give.
Yeah. People make up false medical stories, false, you know, different things like that. And I think too, there's a difference because, for instance, like on the commentary screen, commentary people, I never feel that urge to give, but scam baiters, I do.
Well, thanks.
Because I think they're helping people.
That makes me feel so good about myself. Yeah, I watch EG. You know what I think to myself? Fuck that guy. But when I see a scam beta, I gotta tell you, that money just crawls out of my pocket. Now I totally understand. Scam baiters provide such a better service than what I do, where I basically just come on here, gossip, and although I would say this is probably one of my more productive stories. Go ahead, Soul.
Yeah.
Can I? Sorry, I just wanted to say, sorry, Lime, I don't want to take away.
Yeah.
But I know, like, with scam baiters, I think that there's a compulsion because we all have, like, you know, I've talked about my mom has had scammers trying to contact her. And luckily, everything that I've learned, I've been able to impart upon her. And so she's much wiser. We all have those scenarios where we've either ourselves fallen prey or our loved ones have fallen prey, or we've heard horrific stories of it. So it's like almost like a vigilante type thing. And I know that there's a lot of people that get mixed up in it. There's a lot of egos, a lot of back and forth, a lot of team this or team that, like the team corporate or team, you know, kind of like the little guy. And the reality is that we are all part of a scam baiting family, from scammer payback down to whoever decides to pick up their phone and start scam baiting. And I like to participate in helping with that. I too gave to Mater Paul, not nearly as much, but you know, I will say I give to EG, and I give willingly because I feel safe in his community, or in your community, EG, I guess, if I'm speaking to everybody. And I don't feel guilty because well, I mean, first of all, you've rewarded me, you know, with my loyalty, but we have such a great community. And I think the commentary versus the scam baiting, I think scam baiting though is just inherently the vigilante component of it. People all want to give, they want to help. And there are some people who do prey on that. So you're right when you say that before you go to donate, is it, you know, your idea? What are you getting out of it? You know, for Ray, I did like the $5 for say my name, but he also forced us to pay $5 to play a song.
I'm gonna start charging you guys $5 for me to say your name. That's it. You want to be a part of roll call? It's gonna cost you.
Honey, I've already given you enough money. You
I
just
know.
better say my name for the rest of my life. So, no, I'm serious. But okay. Anyway, but yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. So I'm gonna pass it back to Limy. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to say, because I know I've donated. I mean, to be fair, I've donated quite a bit to you, and I don't mind that one bit. I think it went to a good place. I think you're a good person. But again, you have to know that what you're doing is good. And if you're unsure, you don't have to donate. If anybody ever makes you feel like you have to donate in order to get their attention or their respect, what is the one? Okay, parasocial relationship. Be
Yep.
very, very aware of that. Know what that is.
Yes.
And I know, I know, Gypsy, you know that word. Limy, drop some Limy wisdom on us now. I'm gonna go on mute.
Well, I'll tell you what, Limy, before you drop your wisdom, let me, there's 2 minutes of this video left. I want to give you something to set up because this is what I know you want to talk about. So I'll let you guys know when it's done for those who are, you guys are going to be, the other people in the chat, you're going to have a bit of a delay. So I'll let you know when it's finished. And then Limy, you can chime in and give me your monologue on why this part of this clip is so important. So this is where Ray basically gives away the game by accident.
Every time a troll enters my stream, I lose a subscriber. So I did have a job lined up, but I didn't get the job. I didn't get the job. I get criticized when I ask people for donations. I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking. 2 years ago, I had a full-time job, but I got laid off. It happened on April 4th, 2023. I came home, I had a snack, and then I went live, and I told you guys that I just got laid off. And I said, "Did you want me to become a full-time streamer?" And I got nothing but a bunch of cheers and, "Yeah, Ray, become a full-time streamer. You got to become a full-time streamer." And so here I am 2 years later, and my income has dropped through the floor, and I had to seek an alternative way of getting an income. So I started fundraising, and I got nothing but crap. And to this day, there's a YouTuber that's talking about me live every time he goes streaming.
That's
so
me.
I'm going to disappear, and he won't have anything to talk about.
Oh, yes, I will.
So,
I will definitely have other things to talk about.
I'm sorry to announce this, but this is the way it is. The subathons don't do crap. Not anymore.
J Sauce will buy me the hat. Thank you, J Sauce.
You know how much I'm making from Twitch this month? I'm making $50 from Twitch.
That'd be a great month for me on Twitch if I made 50.
Don't give him $50. Don't give Modern $50 for that damn hat.
Yeah,
don't you do it, J Sauce.
With that said, I'll see you guys later. I'll be back in about 6 months.
Is this the, oh, I thought that was the one where he says I win. He's like, there's one of these where he ends it. He gets so dramatic towards the end of these. He goes, yeah, he's winning. I'm letting him win. And I'm like, that's not even fun. I don't want to know I won. I want to feel like I'm winning. All right, Limy, you've been waiting for this moment since I brought you on here. Break down the clip that we just heard.
I was trying to hear it.
Oh, are you that delayed?
Yeah, I was kind of delayed. I was trying to listen to it on my phone, and I thought that was going to be the clip where he said that he's trying to replace his income with
let me see. Let me see if I can find that one. I have all these clips in here, so it's all about just finding it. I could have swore that was the one. He didn't say that in that one. No, that was the one where he said he's quitting for 6 months. I labeled it wrong.
Yeah, him quitting for 6 months, I think is just another just another ploy to get attention and
I just don't
be
have it.
over dramatic, and he's not gonna last 6 months.
No, he's gonna come on before that.
Yeah,
Let me
he'll
see
come
what
on
let me see
before
what
that.
this one is.
Another bald-faced lamb.
Oh, this is Pecan. Honestly, we could just sit here and watch Pecan's videos. That would be so much fun because he's just so great. But I have a half hour before Khuck goes on. But I want to give her some of these things to watch.
Yeah, I'm just signing out from work. Love working from home.
I'm gonna be
I do too, except for when I have to work 12 hours.
Boy, I hope my boss isn't listening. Actually, my
I'm
boss
not letting them get to
my
me.
my boss is real cool.
People are thinking,
Here is it. This is it, right, Limey?
people are thinking, 2 years ago I had a full-time job, but I got laid
Yes.
off. It happened
That's
on
it.
April 4th, 2023. I came home, I had a snack, and then I went live, and I told you guys that I just got laid off. And I said, do you want me to become a full-time streamer? And I got nothing but a bunch of cheers and, yeah, Ray, become a full-time streamer. You got to become a full-time streamer. And so here I am 2 years later, and my income has dropped through the floor, and had to seek an alternative way of getting an income. So I started fundraising, and I got nothing but crap. And to this day, there's a YouTuber that's talking about me live every time he goes streaming. So
All right, Limey. Let me know when you're done.
Well, there's not much more you can say other than what he said. I mean, he just flat out admitted to his whole purpose of fundraising.
By the way, that
He-
was the same clip. I guess I must have just threw
Oh,
you
it
off
was?
by I must have just threw you off by talking over it because he says that line about there's a streamer that goes live and talks about him every night, which by the way is not my idea. It's the chat. The chat always wants me to talk about this guy. Listen, all right, there was a guy that I was covering who was like one of my YouTube heroes, Nerd City, right? And I was literally having a once in a lifetime interview with one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. And I wanted to talk about it every time I went live. And yet everybody was like, no, let's talk about Modder Paul. Mind you, Nerd City's like a legendary YouTuber, has almost 1 million subscribers. And everybody wanted to freaking talk about Modder Paul. So it's not my idea, Paul, that we talk about you, all right? But go ahead, Limey.
Yeah, he just laid it all out for us. He come on in the beginning, talking about he had this ulcer, and we all know the story, and the ulcer needed treatment, and it was critical he had that done, and it was more important than the hernia and everything. And it started out as a small amount of money and just grew and grew and grew, and then it just kept on expanding. It was one thing after another, and we all have heard through your videos how it's gone from being an ulcer to throat dilations and hernias and ambulance trips, car repairs, taking care of the cat, paying the rent.
Can I just
essentially every bill that you can imagine, he wants his community to pay for.
By the way, we didn't even go into the car accident that apparently took place on the way to the pawn shop or any of the other ridiculous stories he came up with. Because frankly, like I like to cap these videos on a time, because if you have like a 2-hour-long video, which I easily could have done, not as many people want to get invested in something like that. So I tried to put these on a cap, so I have to eliminate some stuff. But there was all these different stories of him going every day. There was a different story that is the reason he needed money. It's like he either has the worst luck in the world, or, you know, he's really just, I don't know, he's just lying out his ass, which I think it's probably lying, because there's no way that anybody has this much bad luck. But I think the thing, And feel free to chime in, Gypsy or Soul. But the thing that stuck out to me the most was when he said that he looked at GoFundMe as a replacement for his salary that he was getting from being a YouTuber. So he's like, can you imagine if Mr. Beast was like, you know what, guys, I only made $10 million this month as opposed to the $20 million I normally make. So I'm going to go raise money to help fix that other $10 million that I missed out on that I need to run my multi-million-dollar company. And that's going to be on you guys. You want to know why? Because y'all came and subscribed to me. Y'all told me to keep streaming. That's why you should, cover my expenses, because it was your idea for me not to go look for another job, which, by the way, can I just give him props that he lasted 2 years on his own streaming, because, that's not easy to do. But he must have had like a cash mommy or a cash cow in there, or a whale as they call it. A whale is somebody who donates a lot to a channel. Like I'd probably say like Soul's one of my whales who goes above and beyond to donate to the channel. So he must have had a couple of them throughout those 2 years.
Well, I know
Well, he had Jag Pimp who donated thousands.
Who was it?
Jag Pimp.
We were looking for him. We did try to get him, but I don't think that we got a response in time.
I'm going to say something. Maya said that Ray got laid off. I mean, I know Ray was talking about pronouns and stuff like that. To me, I don't. He doesn't seem like the type that got laid off. I think he got fired personally. It's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But him demanding or like guilt tripping his audience. I mean, I felt guilt tripped whenever I go to Copycat Radio. Like, he guilt trip us. Not everybody's here, and I can't play songs unless you guys pay. And he's all about guilt tripping and making everybody pay for him. He doesn't want to work. I mean, I work. Y'all know, if you're in the Discord or EG, like last week, my job sometimes gets super, super stressful. I work 12-hour days at times or longer. And it's just like, hey, I only get paid for 8 hours a day. With my job, it's just that's what it is. If you need to take longer, you can take longer to get your stuff done, but you don't get paid for it. And
we
I
know.
do it because I want a job.
We know. She gets feisty. She gets sassy when she's got a lot of work to do.
Well, when y'all blow up my phone and y'all are going back and forth, y'all are adults, you can take care of it. But no, I'm serious. Like, I think that's just the thing. It's like, it's not Gypsy's responsibility. It's not my responsibility to pay for, Ray or even you, EG. Now, I donate because I feel like I'm safe here. I've been stalked and harassed, and I feel safe. You do a good job. You've got, my back and all that. But Ray, he knew about my situation. He didn't care. He didn't care at all. He's like, oh, that's between the members. Okay, thanks. I mean, I get it, but
No, I don't let anybody in my community get harassed by anybody else. There is times though where, there'll be it's natural that people are gonna get in arguments, and you got to do your best to not play sides and try to make it fair. But if you guys look on the screen real quick, there's this is a tweet from. Okay, it's backwards for some reason. Let me fix that real quick. There's a
it's your creative stuff.
So shout out Kaylee Aesthetic. Without her, she put all this stuff together. We're trying to figure out a way to make this public so that people can access all this evidence whenever they want. But we haven't made it this way yet because we're not sure how to do it without compromising her email. But this is just a huge treasure trove of different things that Ray has done. And this happens to be a tweet from somebody calling him out on X, I guess it was. Or, yeah, it looks like it's X. I'm waiting for it to switch for me here so I can actually read this dang thing. Actually, you know what? I can just pull it up here.
Hey, EG, can I say one thing? You were talking about how Marta would make people pay $5 to have their names spoken.
Yes.
You know what I found about the good streamers? Is the good streamers shout out the people that donate. They don't have to ask them to pay money.
Yeah.
To shout out. And what that does is actually encourages people to want to go ahead and give, knowing that maybe their name will be used in a bait, or something like that. Fungi does it, Dex does it, a lot of the betas do it, that they involve the people in their community into debates,
Well,
and that's all fun. That's all fun.
One of the chatters, Salerno Shelley, just said nobody owes anybody anything. People should have wised up when he started charging viewers to say hi to them. You watch
Yeah.
scam baiting people, you can't recognize a grifter. Good point.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Well, I hear that, but like, having, and I know Gypsy, I'll let you respond to this too in your own way. I have to say that I think that comment, like at the end of it, I think you have to understand, take a step back and put yourself in a different position, because it's not like, I know there's another comment about why I can't understand why you donate that much money. And it's about, we're trying to be supportive. Like, I don't regret donating what I've donated to EG. And honestly, it's no one's business what I donate. I'm a grown ass adult. I don't care what anybody thinks. If I want to donate my money, I worked hard for it. I can do that. I put my money where I want to. I'm not getting scammed.
Well, listen, okay.
Now,
I'm not the same as him though. I rarely ever ask you guys for that shit. I think that's
you don't.
I think that's the context of the comment was, the guy is literally begging at this point. And I guess she's wondering, like, how do you not see that? By the time that a lot of that happened, so before it got really bad, it seems like you were able to check out of the community, so you got lucky. But Tanya was in there a little longer than she probably should have been, and Gypsy wasn't even in the community and still somehow got lassoed into that fucking given $800. You really are the nicest freaking lady ever, Gypsy. You're like, I don't even want you, but here's 800.
Hold on, I was talking.
That's one thing that DKC Underwater here says I can never imagine giving that much money to a YouTuber. And for me, it was with the scam baiters. I'm stuck at home instead of being able to do what I used to do, which was, be in the community and give. And so here was a way I could help online with Pierogi, Mater Paul, any of the scam baiters. I gave a lot of money to that because I thought that was a way for me to help people. And so that's the way I gave so much. Would I give that much to Jordan Fabrics? No. Do or that kind of thing? No.
Sorry, Jordan.
But I do support EG. It's just not what's the word I want? Obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, I never ask you guys. Like, I think that's a great distinction too. So, I've always made it the rule is, like, if I'm not entertaining you or I haven't figured out a way to make your day somewhat better to where you might feel like I've earned it, that's where I feel like it's valuable. But every time you guys always donate, it always makes me like a lot happier. It makes me, perk up and want to, go longer, go harder, go bigger, whatever,
Okay, can I?
No,
can I just say
Soul.
one thing?
Stay in your place, cat lady. You didn't buy me the hat. I want the banana hat.
Bro, I'm not giving $50. No, I'm talking about back when I first became a member of Ray. I'll just say Ray. When I would donate my $5 for him to say my name, it's like, and I think people need to stop and take a step back again and realize that when someone comes into a community, they don't know everything. I'll be honest. I had 2 people telling me that were his mods telling me to stay away from Pecan Head. I don't know the scamming community like that. I don't know who to believe. And I liked it when he said my name. I figured, you know what? It's worth it because he has to work it into a scam, and Soul and Luna is not exactly easy to work into a scam. Now, Fungi does it. It's great. It's hilarious. It's kind of obvious. But, when you're new to a situation, I think that you have to, like, understand that not everybody's going to be at the same level, and there are going to be people who are novices. So that's what I was trying to talk about is, like, my money is my money. I'm not talking about right now once I've woken up. I'm talking about back when I was in his community and I didn't know any of this, hadn't seen it all yet. So that's just what I wanted to clear up, because I know that there are people who have donated and they feel very ashamed, and I don't really want to see anybody shaming them. I think that we just need to understand this is a learning process. It's a learning curve for everyone, and we're not here to shame anybody. That's what I was talking about. Like, you might not recognize that they're a grifter, for example. No, we don't always. And that's what we're here trying to do. I just need to say that.
Gypsy had to check out, so Gypsy's not in the call anymore. But thank you, Gypsy, for hanging out. Appreciate you. Let me give you another round of applause real quick. You did such a great job in your interview. So I want to read this on screen real quick. So this is like Modern Paul directly responding to one of the things that were said about him. So this has happened on Twitter. This happened on April 17th, 2025. So this was only like 2 weeks ago. He says, correct. Less than 5 parties have been funded for damages. Big time leadership failure. That was my point. And a bunch of people threw a fit over it. So then somebody named Lime W says, I guess people were accusing you of grifting for trying to raise money for medical bills. Insane considering you don't exactly make much doing scam baiting. So this person's actually enabling them, enabling him and justifying his behavior. And then Model Paul responds, I know, I am some type of scammer for having health issues most people cannot afford even with health insurance. Do you guys see where he's being completely disingenuous here? Notice he doesn't mention the fact that he's promising people to pay them back in 4 hours, or that he's got a bit wallet that he can give them money back right away. Notice it always goes back to the GoFundMe, which honestly, that's what started this. But this is the least of the issues now at this point, because we've uncovered so much more shitty things that he's done that the GoFundMe actually almost looks like it's not even that big of a deal anymore. You know?
Yep. Well, I saw that on X. Not to, and of course, Limy, I'll let you speak. I saw that on X when that was going on, and that struck me as a person who was, it was almost like it was a fake account or somebody who was trying to help him. It didn't seem like somebody who was innocent and just didn't know. Because there's still people that stumble into his streams when he goes live and they just want to support him. Like, I felt sorry for him because he didn't have a lot of views. Like, I told my story, you know, but
well, look at Sylvian. So Sylvian's the person who put all this together for us. So she always would. By the way, Sylvian was the person who did if you watch the part 1, the person who texted it in his live stream, that was Sylvian who was doing that. Because I know some people might think it was me who wrote that. It wasn't. It was her. Shout out again to her because she put a lot of this evidence together for me. She wrote, that's because you can see the person goes, that's not even a controversial take. So this person clearly just falling for, you can see how easy it is for Modern Paul to lie to people and make them think that the situation's not as bad as it actually is. But she says, that's not what happened at all. And yes, he has been begging and guilt tripping his followers. All but 2 or 3 are left. Maybe you should look into the mirror. There's a reason everyone left, just like you manipulate and sage trolls when asking for accountability, which is so frigging true. So I wish Sylvian was here. She's got her own shit going on right now, but she'll come back and probably watch this live stream at some point, especially if I tell her she was in it.
Hey,
But
EG.
yes, sir.
I just sent you something in Discord. I've been hearing the word begging interchanged, with was scamming, or begging is being used a lot. I just wanted to distinguish.
All right, I'll read it real quick.
Between begging.
Here, you want me to read it real quick and then you give me your take?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
go
so
ahead.
This is from ChatGPT. It says the key difference between begging and scamming lies is honesty and intent. Begging is asking for help, usually money or resources, openly and honestly. The person is transparent about their need and does not deceive the giver. Scamming involves deception. A scammer misleads or lies to manipulate someone into giving money or resources, often under false pretenses. In short, begging equals honest request. Scamming equals dishonest manipulation. Would you like any? Okay, yeah. I think that's a good point, Limy, because you're right. He's not just begging, because he's not being honest about what he needs the money for,
and he's not being transparent.
Yep.
Because here's the thing: all of these people that he's been sending emails out to, we don't know how many. If he sends an email out, says, "Oh, I need a couple of $100," right? He sends that out to 3 or 4 people, and a couple of them send it, or more. We don't even know, because all we saw was what was in the GoFundMe. We didn't see what was in his Venmo. We didn't see, what do you call it, PayPal or Cash App. We didn't see what was in all those accounts. I can imagine it's only quite substantial. So
how fucked up of a person do you have to be to not even qualify as a beggar? Like, it's like, oh no, he's not even a beggar. We can't even give him that title. He's not worthy of being called a beggar. Yeah, he's not worthy of being called a beggar.
There are people throughout the world that don't have pennies to rub together, that do beg on the streets to survive, to feed themselves, that feed their families. Yeah, they're beggars.
So this next image, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think it does them an injustice calling this guy a beggar when he has the ability to get out there and do something for himself, but he chooses not to. Instead, he manipulates people, and that's not begging.
Here's a so is anybody here familiar with Trilogy Media? So Trilogy, half the reason that Ray is as popular as he got. Hey LT, thank you. Everybody who's new to the chat, welcome. I wish I could personally thank everyone and say hi to every one of you, but to be honest, I am not used to my chat having this many people in it, so I don't even know what to do. So I'm just going with what I planned on to do this. But thank you guys all so much for hanging out here. It means the world to me that you guys are here. It means the world to the people who've been affected by Ray. And I hope that at least, if not for anything else, if you guys aren't directly involved in the situation, that you're getting a really good story. So if you guys aren't familiar with Trilogy Media, they are a massive YouTube channel. And this, half the reason Ray reached the prominence that he did is because Trilogy Media was pushing him. Is that right, Saul? Wasn't Trilogy Media pushing him at one point?
You mean pushing Ray?
Yeah, weren't they like
about what he was doing?
Promoting him or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I call them kind of the commercial scam baiters, but I think they all were trying to be supportive. And of course, you've got Chappie, who's, kind of working and she's in a lot of their, streams and stuff, trying to kind of, unify what they do, like a template almost. But yeah, they worked with him. They did a video with him too, like a collaboration.
Okay.
That was big for him. Yeah.
Yeah, because I figured that's now watch what he does to them. Okay, this is just how clueless this guy is. So Ashton Bingham is one of the main guys from Trilogy Media. So Ray basically lets I want to say he's like hardcore, like let's just say he probably watches Alex Jones. Right? He writes a comment from someone who says, do you have anxiety due to the fires in Los Angeles, California? Because at the time, people were losing their homes. Now, keep in mind what Ray does for a living, right? He's supposed to protect victims and help them from being scammed. So this is his response to the people who are losing their homes, losing everything. Modern Paul Scambait says, I'm blocking half of it, but it says, I can care less about California. Well, actually, he says, I can care less about California. So the answer is no, and with caps. And then Ashton retweets this and says, I'm sorry, but I need a safe place to say how much this pisses me off. Remember, this is the guy who helped get him to where he's at, subscriber-wise. Thousands of people are losing their entire homes, people dying, animals dying. We're still watching evacuations 3 miles away as we speak. Palisades fire, still only 22% contained, and leaves comments like this the day after emailing R and I asking for money. I'm not okay with this. So Modern Paul, the guy who don't need your donations, remember, must have hit up Trilogy Media begging them for money too. The guys that literally gave him an opportunity. Listen, Ray, they gave you an opportunity like you would never get. Like ever. Like this is what happens when a big YouTuber comes in and gives you an opportunity. You got to make the most of it, right? Instead, you basically said you could give two shits about what was happening to a place that was directly near them. Now, he turned this around, and this is where that whole, I'm going to talk about big mommy milkers from now on Twitter, because this comment got him in a lot of trouble, and he got really upset about it because this was like his, this was one of the people he could name drop, because you know how much he loves name dropping Pierogi, and now he can't name drop Trilogy Media because they just called him out on X. And he claimed that his words were taken out of context. So if you look at this, hang on, I think I got to scroll this up a little bit so you guys can actually see his response here. But if you look at this, where is the context missing here? And Pecan had talked about this, but there is no context missing. He literally says, I could care less about California. These people were losing their homes. This guy claims he's a scam baiter who cares about people's lives and money and how they live. And this is what he had to say about what was happening to Ashton, who actually lives in California. So, you know, this is what started that whole, I'm only going to be talking to, somehow Ray decided to go from being like, well, if I can't say something negative about politics, I'm going to start saying negative things about women. And that's going to be much better for my brand.
Oh, he always says stuff about women. Let me just say this. When I used to be, I used to love the gaming streams that he would do because it was cool and I could hang out with the 5 people that were in the chat. We made jokes and stuff. That man has been making derogatory comments about women since way before. And do we need to get into his novel, Road War Games, or whatever the hell that thing was, about abortion and how he thinks that he just knows women? My wife said that it seems like I am a woman. I know women so well. No, you don't, Ray. You are so stupid for saying that. I just need to.
I'm trying to see what Salerno Seller says. So are we going to talk about that those around him had to know something was off? I mean, you have these huge videos about snatching scammers off the street and didn't recognize the one in front of you. Yeah, that's a good point. It's amazing to me that Trilogy Media didn't pick up on that. I'm assuming you're talking about Trilogy because they have huge videos about scammers, and they didn't see that Ray was one right in front of them. It wasn't until Pecan Head stuck his head up and started talking about him that people started to realize what this dude was doing. But that is interesting because they could have had a great video on their hands right there. Trilogy Media, drop the ball, bro. You guys had a perfect shot at having like caught one of our own. They could have the big Russian guy to go beat him up or something, or scare the hell out of him. Isn't that what they do? They send the guy with the ponytail to beat up people.
Yeah. Well, I do want to say something. I do know that when I was talking to Vican, he had let me know that there are like entities that kind of try to scrub the kind of commercial scam baiting community, sanitize it, if you will. And I know that I have pointed out on a comment, I think it was probably on Pecan's video, where someone was trying to say something, and I said, you know what? I think the scam baiters need to realize that without us, the community, the supporters, be it our watch hours, our time, our money, you guys, all you're going to be doing is just, relying on basically watch hours, I guess. But why wouldn't you want to expose this? This is a very big thing that I've heard a lot of people talk about. People who have donated a lot of money to Ray, per se, have wanted to know why the commercial scam baiters have not come out. I know that there is an entity that had Pecan take down his first video, and
I want him to
they
stop
tried again, and he refused.
I want him to stop saying Pierogi's name. That's my boy. And, every time that Modder Paul talks about how well he knows Pierogi, yeah, I'm just like, dude, you are making it so much worse for him right now. I would probably stop him saying his name at all. So we have people who are requesting that you tell them about the novel that Ray wrote.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, if you're in the Discord, I can obviously post it because he posted it on a Twitch for people. And he basically talks about a girl who has to go get an abortion. It's like Road Wars where they're getting in cars and the cars, like everybody surrounds them.
Like Mad Max?
And I mean, if you want to insult Mad Max like that, we can. And then like this car, this chick and this dude, they like roll down, spoiler alert, they roll down the side of the road or whatever in an accident and they burn and they come back alive. I mean, it's like this girl just wants sex from her friend's boyfriend who dumps her and she ends up getting pregnant. I mean, like it's so out of touch and it's so insulting as a woman to read this and know that he sat there and throughout the entire 30-minute stream, he's like, if you guys want to donate to me, reward me for my work. It's like, bro, you don't know shit about women.
Oh, there's
You're an idiot.
Kaylee put some stuff in here of his reactions to girls on Twitter, which I have to show you because some of these are so funny. I gotta make sure none of these are scandalous, but I think it's safe to say that Ray is a bit of a gooner. I mean, you can look at the guy and pretty much tell that he ain't getting. I always refer to it as part of my language. Like sometimes when I'm reacting to a guy, I'll ask the chat, I'm like, does this guy fuck or does this guy not fuck? Basically meaning, does this guy get laid or not? I think it's safe to say that Ray does not fuck.
No, he doesn't fuck.
So
For 20 years. Plus.
this is so these mommy milkers that he talks about. Just
Why do you
2
think
weeks
this cat looks so nervous?
yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Limey. That's why the cat's
No.
crying so much. She's like,
Y'all quit. Y'all quit. I'm not thinking about Beethoven like that. No. But no, he
No,
needs to quit pulling
we love
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
I know. Y'all just joking, but yeah.
but she goes, "Don't be heartless. Wish her a happy birthday." Modern Paul says, "Happy birthday, pretty one." With his Terminator eye photo.
I know, but they're disabled people, and it's like they're children.
This girl's got no. Oh my god, this girl's got no arms. I'm a disabled girl. Can I get a hi from you? It's Modern Paul.
I'm not.
Stay pretty.
Split
Stay
on your screen.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they can't see that she doesn't have arms. Just so you know.
Hang on, let me fix that so you guys can see.
Carla, I heard it was 20 years.
There you guys go. So I'm a disabled girl. Can I get a hi from you? I guess he's playing. I guess he's like, you know what? This girl don't got arms. Maybe that ups my chances of being noticed by her with my turn. How can she not see my Terminator eye and think I'm the one? Stay pretty, stay strong, and keep on among pretty one. What? Keep on among pretty one? Ray's got his own language, I think.
We got a dictionary for Ray. Morion.
Dude, he told some girl. He told some girl to go to the gym. It's in my video. And Pecan made fun of him. He goes, "You need to go to the gym," and he spells gym Jymn. It's done. What is his deal with calling chicks fat too? By the way, like Ray, I don't know. See, I have a theory. There's guys that do this where they think like since I can't get laid, my best bet is to just hang on. What Bill G says, when he did this Aura saved me thing, he pretended to respond to a comment saying, "No, it was Fungi." Sounded like he was trying to cast speculation on Fungi as a criminal. Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't be shocked. Nobody would have asked, "Did Fungi
not.
hack you?" Yeah, no, Fungi's a nice guy. I mean, he's a fun guy. What do you expect? I called him the mushroom guy for a while because I kept forgetting because I kept thinking of fungus. But
yeah. Well, yes, these are all pretty much bot accounts. I know one of the pictures was revealed to be AI, but I also want to say I have Aura, y'all, and Aura does not notify you like that. All it does is it goes out there and it does like all those third-party sites. It scrubs that stuff. It does like protect your checking account, your phone number, your emails. It removes spam and stuff. What he's talking about, it doesn't operate like that. He's like so full of it. Oh, well, your checking account's out there in 4 different places or something like that. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, do you think that we're stupid? Or do you want Aura to sit there and slap some kind of lawsuit on you for false advertising? And how many of you think, how about this? I'm going to do you, EG. Put a 1 in chat if you think that the Aura is still sponsoring Ray. Put a 1 in chat if you think that Aura is still sponsoring Ray.
So are you suggesting that Ray's still doing these spots even though he's not sponsored by Aura?
Absolutely.
Oh my god. That would be the most scandalous. Could you imagine if I'm like, my only sponsor I have is Fume, and could you imagine if I was just making it up that I have a code and everything? Oh my god. Well, wait, he has a link, doesn't he? Isn't it Aura at modernpaulscam or aura.com/modernpaulscambaits? Wouldn't that be a way of figuring that out?
All he does is play that little commercial thing at the beginning, like when he goes off to drink when he's live, he just plays that like Aura thing, or he'll play an old video. But no, that's not really how it works. Like, for example, Pierogi, if he does Aura or all the other scam baiters, it's like right there in the video front and center. The way that Ray does it, it kind of seems like it's older. It's in the background. I don't know. I don't think that he does enough to get a sponsor anymore.
Well, yeah. What's his?
Go
ahead.
I'm just going to say something. You're asking whether or not we really think that he's still got a sponsor. Well, you're talking about a guy that donated to his own GoFundMe.
Yep.
All right.
He donated to his own GoFundMe.
He's capable, if he's willing to donate to his own GoFundMe, he's probably going to turn around and pretend that he's bigger than he is and got sponsors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to mention he paid people on Fiverr to try to make him money on GoFundMe and got scammed by them.
Yeah,
Which,
like 5 or 6 people. Where'd he get the money?
yeah, he said that a couple of them were like $400. Jeez.
He's such a liar. And like speaking of the lies, I know this is something that I think you covered, but every time that man would go drunk, he'd go live and they'd be drunk last year when I was watching him last summer, he'd be gone for a couple days, he'd come back. Oh, I had the flu. I had the flu. And the first time he did it, I knew something was off. But I was like, okay. And then I know, a week, like he did it 1 or 2 times later. And by that time I was like done, but I was friends with some people. So I was like, okay, I'll keep trying. But I canceled my membership, and it was just he lies all the time. He lies to cover it up, and he thinks that we're so dumb that we just don't see through it. We just believe him, and I can't understand why he doesn't understand why he doesn't get that we all see right through him.
I do think that he suffers from thinking he's the smartest guy in the room all the time. I do think that he definitely suffers from that. But like he's got those teeth, right? Like I was trying not to go here, but he's got those teeth, yet he still feels confident in saying girls are fat. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think this girl actually might need this wheelchair here. Is this AI? Is he falling in love with an AI girl here? Hang in there, pretty one. Some lucky dude will fall in love with you. He's hoping it's him. He's like, girl,
I know. He thinks that they like him, and we're all running from him. I don't care what we look like. We're all running from him.
I got 2 likes. I got 2 likes on that.
Bro.
I'm crushing it.
Oh, my God. Well, in his left tooth, because I stopped watching him back in September. I was done. And then from when I started watching him again, I noticed that his left tooth was shorter. So he did something to himself, but his left tooth is shorter and his teeth are obviously more yellow. And I don't want to pick on someone for the way that they look.
No.
I think that that's quite cruel.
Well, if you are, but to be fair though, if you are making fun of other people online for their looks, you kind of open yourself up to criticism. I mean, we typically would not stoop that low, but you're literally calling girls fat online who aren't fat to make up for your insecurities. And
well, and I'm saying that because he comes back after us and he wants to use everything that we say as a victim. So I'm like, you know what? I don't like to do that. But I think in this case, we just kind of all agree that he needs to wake up. And sometimes the only way you can do that is to stoop to their level and be like, okay, bro, you want to talk about women being fat? What about you? I mean, it's sad that you say you have a hernia because you've got this outie belly button thing going on at the last people's call center because your shirt was strapped so tight over your belly. But
oh my God,
really? Do you think? Yeah. There's.
He was wearing a crop. He was wearing a crop top.
No, he had a shirt covered it. But it's like he's not even attractive at all.
I'll tell you what though, he does look good as a woman. I wanna go pull up.
He actually does. That filter, he needs to just keep that filter on 24/7. I'm still not buying you that damn hat.
Maybe he needs to go trans.
He should, and I think that might be a good thing for him. But he's still an asshole.
I wanna see if I can pull up some of his lady things, but this is when he was like actually good at what he's doing. Oh my God, look, there's us. Do you guys like the thumbnail I picked for the for the live? It's just him drunk as shit on stream. Oh my God,
well, it's good because he needs to see himself. He needs to see himself in the mirror. He needs to turn the mirror back on himself. He needs to walk a mile in all of our shoes to get a clue. And until he does that, he's never going to understand or get it. And he's just going to keep looking so stupid. I mean, I know he's trying to, I'm innocent. I sanitized my Twitter because after you exposed him, and well, Pecan did, and Pecan came on, and we were saying, I talked about him pulling Beethoven down the hallway. I noticed after that, I think we all did, that his X account suddenly, he stopped making fun of people. Now he's trying to look really good.
Oh my God, he used the girl picture in a video, and he wasn't even the girl in the video. You sneaky.
I can't believe that I did all that stuff in private that I did to screenshots of Ray as a woman.
Oh my God.
Hey, now.
No, I can't believe I did that.
I think he doesn't look bad as a woman. I think he just needs to be the woman. I think he looks
great. He looks better as a woman than he does as a guy.
Yes.
He's definitely got potential right there.
He keeps using the woman in his thumbnails, but he's not being her in the video. That's clickbait right there. He's thirst trapping people with his face, cross dressing.
Well, It's terrible that he uses the same thumbnails 800 times. If you notice, if you look through all of his videos, it's like all like the same 5
Yeah.
thumbnails.
Look at he's a girl on every single one of these, but he's not a girl. Okay, here this one he's actually a girl. And let's take a look at this one where he's actually the girl.
Well, his voice is annoying as a girl, but he still looks pretty decent. If he ever gets that hat, bro, I'm not buying that hat.
Open up your
I want the
Chrome,
hat.
Okay, your Google Chrome.
I'll make you one. I'll make you one. I'm not giving him $50. I refuse. Because you know what? You had the person in the chat saying, "Oh, you don't know a grifter." I know a grifter now. I'm not buying that hat. I don't care. None of you better buy it for me either.
You took that so personally.
I'm sorry.
I did. Well, I'm saying like the grifter part because I have to say that it's not so much me, but when someone has donated the money that someone has, they are concerned that people will look at them like that when they didn't know. Because sometimes people just don't know until they find a pecan video. And that's my point, is trying to defend people who are in that situation because they feel like shit and they know that people out there are making fun of them. And I just I want people to understand, how that works.
All right, I'm sharing the girl one with you. If you're sitting at a computer, you can pull it up. I don't know if you could pull it up on your phone, but this is I just want to show these. Yeah, I want to show you guys Modder Paul as a girl real quick here.
Okay.
I'm not sharing.
Just transfer me to.
So he can have that hat.
Do it. Yeah. Hello.
This was
hi ma'am. How are you?
This was 1 year ago, so this was before I guess all the craziness
this is
started.
Supervisor. My name is James.
James. Hi, James. My name's Jennifer Clark.
Okay.
Jennifer Clark.
I was told to turn on my computer and open Google Chrome by Selena.
Yes, on your Chrome, now on your screen, on your desktop screen, you have a Chrome?
Yeah, I have Google Chrome. I opened it.
Stop getting excited, guys.
Okay.
You guys.
Search panel, ma'am.
You know you want it.
Chrome search panel. Type in the.
Hold
on a second. I'll be right back.
No problem. We're gonna be ending. We're gonna be ending soon anyway. But
no, I'm just kidding. I was just.
You gotta go. It's gonna be
go take care of some business here.
That was the weirdest 3 minutes of my life. I gotta tell you. I feel totally ashamed of myself now. But that is filtered to the max, though. That is filtered to the max. But one in the chat. One in the chat. If female Modder Paul could get it. 2 in the chat if you're passing.
What was pass?
2 to pass. One if Modder Paul could get it, or not Modder Paul. Female Modder Paul.
Oh my god.
My God, I'd empty my wallet to her.
Yeah. Now I know why all them people were giving up money. Look at her. She's a doll.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys know.
She's a
She's a
gem.
He's not. I don't care. No, I mean, I do have to say though that the voice for his females, I don't know why he just didn't get a better voice changer, but he actually, the way that he filtered himself, I'm like, dang, why doesn't he filter himself normally like that? Let's clean ourselves up here. Let's make ourselves look attractive. If you really want the ladies, if you want a sugar mama, you got to do better than that.
Oh yeah, she's high maintenance. She's gonna cost a lot of money. She's gonna run your credit straight up. She's a high maintenance gal right there.
Yeah, she needs a filter 24/7.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been an amazing stream. If you guys, the Modder Paul fun is not done yet. If you guys still want to hear more about this and see more about this, I'm gonna send you guys over to Khuck. I might hop on and say hi to her for a little bit. Maybe Limy. Soul will be in the chat, and if she wants to come on, I'm sure she could too, because now that you guys have been in the interview. Special thanks to Tanya, who knows who she is, and everybody else who's involved. The story knows who she is too. But thank you to Soul and Luna. Let me give you a clap here. Let me give you the clap.
Woo!
And the soul
Khuck
horn.
wants me. Oh yes.
And
well, if Khuck needs it, I was just gonna say if Khuck needs it, yeah, I can. I know Limy was in the video, so he gets preference there. But yeah,
that's a sound bite that I wish I could capture.
Which one's
just said he gave Soul the clap.
Oh my god!
Yeah, see, that's when you know that we've been online too long. When we start making comments like,
mercy.
"Time to get out of here."
You said it, not me.
Seriously, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much to everybody who came to the premiere. It was probably the most successful premiere I've ever had, aside from some random premiere where I had like 400 people who didn't even know me at the time, which is very strange. I don't know why there was so many in that one. I guess because it was a Jubilee video that had millions of views. But thank you guys. This was a passion project. To have over 100 people in my premiere was awesome, and to have like 70 people in here tonight is honestly a dream come true. I know I'm not going to expect everybody here every single time I talk, but we'd love to have everybody back if you guys can. We have an amazing community here. That's all I can really do is just do a call to action of just telling you guys we have an amazing community. If you guys enjoyed tonight's streams, we do this stuff all the time, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesdays, if you are a member, we're doing members only streams Wednesdays where I bring on, if my daughter's with me at the time, she's my little co-host, and we do some innocent reaction fun and do some show tunes and random singing and shit like that. Should I go out with a song, or should I go to or should I go?
I wish you would go out with my song from last week.
What song did you want me to sing?
I'm fucking gay. I know you can't, but I love that song so much. That's my jam.
I thought
awfully offensive.
Someone's
I love
guilty
it.
of being total
I thought you meant
Chick Dugs approves this message.
The Daniels Crew super chatted $2. Have a blessed night, you all.
Thank you so much, Daniels Crew. We really appreciate you. Maybe I meant like, should I do a karaoke song? But I can.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not very often I get a chance to perform. Well, everybody's rolling out now, so I'll say. But if you guys like singing, I'm actually a pretty decent singer. I was a theater kid, so we'll save it for next time. But let me hook up here and get you guys over to. The fun's not over. You know, I'm sure that Khuck would really appreciate it. If at least you guys don't have to stay the whole stream, but if you guys pop in and say hi to her, she would probably be very, very grateful. Because like me, we usually tap out around 30, so this is like double what we're used to having. But again, like I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out. And if you guys enjoy content like this, all I can say is like there's plenty more where this came from, and we always do our best to give the best show that we can. So, you know, you have that to look forward to. I'm just trying to talk real quick while I hook up this changeover. Limy or Soul, do you guys have any final words you guys want to add?
Ray, get help. You know? I mean, I still wouldn't support him even if he did. I just want to see him get help. He's an alcoholic and he's a scammer. I think Limy's right. Not begging. He's a scammer.
Well, if he was
And you just
good...
call his face to face.
If he was good at what he did, he would be able to find a new audience, you know?
Yep. He would.
Well, would you look
and he
at
needs to not
Someone's
threaten
guilty of
anybody.
being total
Because
badass. Chick Dugs approves this message.
we don't threaten you.
The Daniels Crew
right?
super chatted
hang
$5.
on.
We leave you alone.
I bought the hat for real.
Oh, Daniel's Crew bought the hat, Soul. Daniel's Crew
Well,
bought...
you know what? If she bought it, then whoever was sitting there talking about grifting can go talk to her.
You need to let
talk to
go...
her.
I forget who it was. I think it was there's so many new names in here now, but I'm pretty good with names. I'll recognize every one of you guys if you guys come back. But
Well, then my point is that people can do what they want to do with their money. If they want to give him money, they can give him money. I'm not buying that hat from him.
She
That's
got
what Daniel's Crew wanted to do.
She is
Go
so
ahead.
mad about that grifter comment. He struck a nerve with her.
Well, because I think that what that does is that implies kind of like what we went back to with some people who are not in your community anymore. I think we have to be careful and acknowledge the fact that people can be innocent and want to do the right thing and then find out later that they got duped. And we don't need to be making fun of them or insulting them about that. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I guess I'm just used to hearing such worse shit that I was like, you know, it's not even that bad. But I totally understand where you're coming from because you were the grifted. So I'm not even sure if that's a word, but it sounds right. You were the grifted. So, you know, I can understand why you're like, hey, wait a minute. You weren't there. You don't know. Plus, this guy was presenting himself in a very positive light for himself. So it makes sense that some people might fall for his bullshit. So.
And I am speaking for someone who did donate a lot to him, who feels that way. I am being a microphone.
That's
for
right.
That.
Tanya was fucked over big time by him, and there's a lot more complexity to that story that we didn't even get into for her personal sake. So, you know, don't be too big of a judge on her. So.
No, and Mr. T, it's your hat. It's your hat. I don't want no custody of that damn hat. It's your hat too.
Stay tuned because Mr. T's feet pics will be leaked at some point. It's the black
Yep.
mail I have.
All because of that damn hat.
Limey, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah. That is just that there are a lot of great streamers out there that deserve and have earned donations
Hell
and
yeah.
support from the communities. Let's face it, that's what the system is set up for, with the bits and the donations and the gifting and all of that. That's what the system is set up for. It's set up to support people who create content,
And if
and
you,
it's great.
yeah, and if you love
Yep.
streamers, the more you support them, the more they give you what you want. So if you're entertained by them, you know, that's how it works. See, Daniel's crew knows. She
Shield's
knows.
Crew, she bought it on Amazon. She didn't buy it from Waterpaw. She bought it from
Daniel's
Amazon.
Crew
I
super
hear you,
chatted
girl. I hear you. I hear
$5.
you.
I bought
Hear
the
you. I'm
same
sorry.
one on Amazon just for EG to wear.
Oh, let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Daniel's crew. Any final words before I send you guys over to
Yeah.
K-Huck?
I just everybody be careful. Use your common sense. I'm saying this, but I was part of a community, and there was somebody that was very respected within the community, and I fell for it. She was letting everybody know she actually had cancer. She needed money for medication, and I donated money to her as well as other people in the community. And it turned out that when we reached out to her family, no, she was a meth head, and she was living at home. She wasn't all that she said she was. She didn't have a job. She didn't have the kids, and she was just taking the money and using it for drugs. So I've
So
been
fucked up.
I've been duped myself. So just use common sense. Think about why you're doing it. If you want to donate money to somebody that you feel deserves it, that's giving you something in return, content or whatever, you just want to support them, do it. Go with your heart. But if it's somebody that is laying down a sob story on you,
constantly,
maybe do a little research.
Yeah.
Do a little research. Think about it, and before you jump in, because a lot of us, we run with our hearts, and that controls our emotions. So other than that, EG, thank you for all that you've done for picking up the banner. I don't think the banner ever touched the ground. You just picked it up, or I believe Pecan found you and passed it to you.
I do feel like I will admit I do find it strange that Pecan, I met him, he gave me the story, and then he died. Almost like it was like
Yep.
It was like divine intervention. It was like
it was divine intervention. Yep. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, we were talking about it. This saga, this story. The only one that's going to write the ending is going to be Ray.
Yep.
Ray's
Right.
the one who can end this well or continue it, and his saga, his legacy is not going to be one of greatness. It's.
I mean, listen, if you turn it around, Ray, and you start crushing it, nobody will be cheering you on harder than us. And you are doing things right, and you are giving back money to people you took it from. I think that's a part of it too. You know, maybe specifically Gypsy, or Tanya, and maybe and don't threaten people anymore. Stop threatening my victims. Because I swear to God, if you do that, you will get no goodwill from me. All right, right now I'm still rooting for you, but if you say something like that again, dude, you know, I might just make like 4 or 5 more exposed videos on you. I don't know. There's plenty out there. I have the content, but I'm trying to let this be my last thing. Go ahead.
I just want to add one thing about the threat. I know I've seen a lot of people in your Discord. I know I've seen a lot of people want to know. I understand you guys care. The person is anonymous for a reason.
Yes.
So we're not going to share the comment. I hid it from the channel. And I think that we need to just be respectful of that person's privacy. If you wanted privacy and people were digging into your information, I think that you would understand how it feels. So I'm just going to ask that as the admin of the server and as one of EG's mods, please respect their privacy. And I know it's an I trust me, bro moment here, but we're doing it for the right reasons. If that person wants to come out and share, that's up to them. But there is a very valid reason why we're asking you to please.
Dude, we are so close to 4K. I'm looking at my subs. It's 3.99K. So, you know, if
Right
anybody's sitting there in the chat and you haven't subscribed yet, you know, we're sitting there watching and you haven't subscribed yet, you could push us over to 4K right now. You know, I'm just saying, it's possible. If you guys wanted to, you know, no pressure. What do you?
I'm trying. I got my old account.
Well, how close are we? Hang on, I gotta look at this. I can tell you right now.
No, I'm already subbed to you, bro.
You're already subbed to me, bro.
On my old account. Sorry, I don't have another account.
8. We are 8 subs away from 4,000 subs. So if 8 of you guys are watching, there's 45 people in the chat right now. If you guys haven't chatted, because I know that everybody who's chatting has to sub, because that's how I have it set up. But if you have not, and you're watching, and you feel like being generous, or you've enjoyed this stream, and you know, you're interested in maybe helping us push over there, go for it. But with that said, I think that's where we'll leave it tonight. Again, I can't thank you guys enough. This has been a friggin' amazing night. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that these series of videos would have got this type of response. But you know, as I always said before, that we wouldn't be here without Pecan, and I think that's the most important thing. So please keep that in mind. Keep Pecan in your hearts. Go watch his videos too, by the way, because they are freaking hilarious.
Mr. Pricky with the James Flight one. I mean, it has some language in there, but I'm telling you, that's the funniest scumbag I ever saw.
Yep. So go watch some of his stuff. And with that said, I'm gonna send you guys over to Khuck. Go say hello to Khuck. I'll be hanging in there for a little bit. Maybe Limy, maybe Soul. So we'll see you guys over there. Much love.
Sounds good.
And I'll see you guys on Tuesdays the next time we'll be streaming. And I'll always be posting new content too, so keep an eye out for that as well. But with that said, let me brand cut out of here, baby. Khuck's coming up.
EG lately